Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling. I'm BrendenPlayz, and we have advanced a few weeks, and this is the beginning of the month of June, 2 weeks away from our Slam-iversary pay-per-view, which will be probably our biggest pay-per-view to date, and our biggest pay-per-view until the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. So it is big. We're going to try and make it as big as we possibly can. Alright, we've had a couple of shows, and we have some very big news that we need to get into, but first I'll show you what went down on our last couple of shows. So we had Sacrifice, as you guys know, 89 rated pay-per-view, 151,000 buys, 0.3, 10k attendance, all fantastic, really good, our best show to date. Following that, we had Explosion, we had Test beating R-Truth, we had Nakamura defend his championship against Roderick Strong, and we're just starting to get Nakamura on a little bit more. His popularity is getting close to a point where we could actually bring him up from developmental and make him a star on our main roster. We can start to maybe, use him in a better capacity. What we have done is we've started an angle with Test. So Test and Dusty Rhodes. Basically, obviously, you guys know Dusty Rhodes is on his way out. So I figured, okay, let's put Dusty Rhodes in a few angles with Test. We'll put A-Train in there as well, and we'll do that to try and get Test and A-Train. Maybe they could get a little bit of popularity off Dusty Rhodes before he goes and retires. So far, it hasn't quite worked that way, but it has produced some pretty decent angles for us. As you can see, 78 angle there, where basically the angle was Dusty Rhodes was refused to put Test in the King of the Mountain match, which is what Test wanted. And Test was not happy about that, so he beat up Dusty Rhodes. We've also started an Explosion rivalry with Bobby Roode and Lance Hoyt, 62 rated for their match. Not amazing, but it is just an Explosion rivalry to just give them something to do. And Roode made the open challenge for that, and Lance Hoyt accepted. And then we had Sarah Del Rey. Let's get that one out. Sarah Del Rey beat Joy Giovanni. We put Joy in a match just to see how she would go. She was absolutely abysmal, but thank God for Sarah Del Rey. She carried it to a 38, so not great at all. But you guys also told me, hey, she's not actually set as a wrestler, and I understood that, and I tried to make a few changes. I'm not sure if the AI will use her down in developmental in that capacity. I'm hoping they will. That's the plan anyways, so hopefully that does happen, but I did fix that up. For our Impact show, we had 85 rated, 5,000 attendance, nearly 3 in the rating. We'll start from the bottom. So we had R-Truth beat Strong in a pre-show, and I need to start using Strong a little bit more. We're going to probably use him in areas as a tag team, because they do so well as a tag team. So I know Strong's kind of been, eating a lot of pins lately. That's just because his popularity is so low that he's like the fall guy at the moment. Monty Brown got a victory over Andy Douglas. Then we started off our King of the Mountain match storyline. So what the plan is we're going to have Christian, Abyss, Ahsan, Rhino, and Samoa Joe, and they're going to be put in the King of the Mountain match, and the winner obviously becomes the TNA World Champion and the King of the Mountain winner, which is a tournament championship. So basically a little bit like the Super X Cup, you just get acknowledged as the winner of the King of the Mountain. So we do that once every year at Slammiversary, and that will be up for grabs, and also the championship as well. So we've got Joe, who gets a bit of a main event opportunity. He's now moved away from the X Division, so we put him in a bit of a better role for him. And obviously Ahsan and Rhino have been in a bit of a feud, and Abyss and Christian have been feuding as well. So we'll wrap that one up, and we'll kind of have one big match there at the end. Brother Ray beat Chris Harris for 82 rated. We had a few promos there. We had Nakamura. We put him on Impact just to once again improve his popularity, because the key is, for someone who's a very low popularity, you just put him on the show. If he loses or he wins, it doesn't matter, as long as you just keep putting him on the show, and eventually his popularity will rise just from that exposure alone. And we used good old David Flair. So we brought David Flair in from we hired him because he was a local wrestler. We brought him for a one-night deal, and he lost to Nakamura, defending the global title again. We had Natalya winning a battle royal among our women, 63 rated actually, which was pretty good. And that obviously, I guess, puts her in contention for the championship. Now, basically, number one contenders battle royal. We put all of our women that we had from developmental and on the main roster. We threw them in that match and did that. And for whatever reason, we had 4 angles in a row. I don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, we did that. And basically, Test again attacking Dusty, and a few more promos in between. And then the main event was Homicide versus AJ Styles, a rematch from Sacrifice. We said we wanted to do that because their Sacrifice match didn't really live up to the hype. Let's see, it was 76 for the Super X Cup, and I wasn't satisfied with that, so I wanted to do better. So we did, and it was an 86 match, so a lot better. Homicide got a big win, and yeah, really good. Then we had our next Explosion show, even though it says Explosion was the one after Impact, but we'll go Explosion first. We had Test and Albert, they beat Sonjay Dutt and Jay Lethal, just kind of testing the waters. Sonjay Dutt and Jay Lethal technically are a tag team, so we wanted just to test the waters there, see how they're performing as a team. They did well. Test, though, he was the worst in the match, so that just, again, really frustrating. Gail Kim got a victory over Rebecca Knox, aka Becky Lynch. We did sign her, she's now on our roster. So we have Becky Lynch, and her stats are among some of the best in the game. So that is really, really good. And she's only 19, so even though she's so young, for whatever reason, her stats are so great. So she's going to be a star. We just need to get her popularity up there, and I think she could be one of a future women's champion for sure, Knockouts champion. We have Melissa taunting Jazz. We're going to end that rivalry really soon, maybe one more match between the two. And we had a big main event, and literally because we had a 10-man tag. We had Alex Skipper, the Motor City Machine Guns, and Team Canada, which is Rude and Young, beat Seidel, Marufuji, Killings, Tanahashi, and the other names kind of being blanked out there. So, so 74 Raiders, so pretty good. Did that because we have a few rivalries there already. I think that might be Lance Hoyt. That was the last one there, just to do the Bobby Roode thing. I'm pretty sure that would have been him. And just to get a few guys on the show, you get 10 guys in one match. Some guys don't get featured enough, and this is a way just to get them all on the show and get themselves involved. We need to do a little bit more of that. Just some of those lower end guys that we're not using very much, they get maybe one match a month or something like that. We need to try and amp that up just a little bit, give them a little bit more. So doing some big multi-man matches, maybe on pre-shows or main shows, whatever, might be the way to go about it. And even, like I said, you put them with some guys who have more popularity, you're going to get a better match out of them, and perhaps even improve their popularity for the lower end guys. And then finally we had our Impact show, 83 rated, not bad, 2.91 for the broadcast rating. So that went down, but that's okay. We had Becky Lynch beat Jazz. Now, you guys know Jazz has just continued to get bad ratings week after week after week. So I'm probably going to make the decision to start using Jazz as the girl who just keeps putting everyone over. She's going to keep on losing to the next person coming through. Eventually, until her popularity is at that point where we no longer need it, because she just keeps on getting bad performances because for whatever reason, the crowd hates her. So she's not doing any good. So someone like Becky Lynch, who's just come in, or Rebecca Knox, we can use that in that capacity and get the most out of that. Then we had Kevin Nash. We had a starting promo. We had Kevin Nash. We're finally going to use him on the show. He finally makes an appearance. Then he and Jeff Hardy have a brawl to kick the show off. So we finally got Kevin Nash on the show. It's been a while. We've tried, trust me. But we got him on the show. He's there. And Jeff and Kevin finally had that brawl because Jeff Hardy, of course, cutting promos on Kevin Nash every week. Kevin Nash wouldn't show up, but he finally did and called out Jeff Hardy and they had a brawl. Monty Brown beat Raven. It's pretty simple. We need Monty Brown to get some popularity, and Raven is the shits, so it's time for him just to keep losing. Homicide beat Frankie Kazarian in what was an 88 rated match. Excellent match. Really good. That's really positive for Kazarian as well. Big signs for him, and I think he's someone just like Daniels who could really be the spearhead of the X division, and Homicide just keeps producing the goods. How good is he? He's just amazing. And Brother Ray beat James Storm. Sabu beat Bobby Roode. Now, that was not a great match. I thought Sabu might produce better, but Sabu was just pretty bad. So another guy that maybe we have to think about putting him in that same capacity of a Jazz, just having him lose and the next guy coming through. And then we had a main event tag team match. Abyss and Mohammad Ahsan beat Samoa Joe and Rhino. Now, I'm guessing that was a bad rating because I only just realized that Samoa Joe is a heel. So we had two heels versus a heel and a face. So that was my bad. I only just realized that now. So I don't know why I did that. I did that a few days ago. So I don't know why I did that, but it is what it is. We did that and it was an 80 rated. But 83 overall, not terrible. Okay, so we have a decision. Sting. So Sting's contract was expiring and we've decided to give him a 2-year written deal. So we did not lose him. We've still got him, thank goodness. So he's staying with TNA. Thank God for that. Okay, so now the real big news. The reason why you've clicked the video, it says Kurt Angle. Well, you know why. Kurt Angle, his contract is up. It is up for grabs. Now, the question is, can we talk to him? Will the game let us negotiate with Kurt Angle? Can we get him in to TNA and finally have the big star we've always wanted? We've been wanting Kurt Angle from day one. Can we do it? Let's find out. Can we negotiate? No, we can't. No. No, 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 no. Everything is ruined. 91 popularity, Kurt Angle. We can only talk to guys, I want to say under 85. I think that's where we're at. So, yes, Kurt Angle will not be joining the TNA roster. Now, look, I don't think we're going to be in a position to sign Kurt Angle or anyone of that level probably for at least another 6 months. So, now I'm going to probably cheat a little bit here and do this. We'll let Kurt Angle stay in WWE for another 6 months to a year or whatever until we can start talking to people of his level. And when that happens, well, we might just, end Kurt Angle's contract and put him up for negotiation. And we'll have to still beat WWE in a negotiation battle. But we'll at least, when we're at that level, when we can talk to him, we'll have to grow probably in size maybe. When we can start talking to Kurt, then we will revisit this and we'll try and negotiate with him, because obviously Kurt Angle does join TNA. It's a huge part of TNA's future is Kurt Angle. So, and I know all you guys want me to get him, we just can't right now. So we'll change it and we'll try again in maybe 6 to 12 months, which is not that long anyways in real time. So we'll try again at another point. Petey Williams, we put him down developmental for a little bit of time. He reckons he's already ready to come back up. That may be the case, but I don't really have anything for him. Yes, he's got good popularity, and he is the champion down there now, so we might just keep Petey down there for a little bit longer. Bobby Lashley has finally joined us. It's been a while, and we've been waiting and waiting, but we will finally get him. We do have some news on Lashley, and so that's pretty much all that has gone down. So there you go. We do have Lashley now. We have Melina as well, which is fantastic. So Lashley's here. We're just going to use the straight name Lashley instead of Bobby Lashley. 72 popularity. We thought the WWE might murder his popularity because they started having him lose a little bit more, but he only had a couple more matches. So he only won one match. The only guy he beat in the WWE was Heidenreich, and if you can't beat Heidenreich, well, God help you. So there you go. But I think he's going to be a big asset for us. Now the question is, do we debut him now whilst we have him, or do we do it at Slammiversary? That's the question. It's a tough one to kind of say, but we'll see. Same for Melina. Now the problem is we've kind of already put Natty in that position to give her a title shot. So Melina, we may actually do the debut at Slammiversary. Let's say Gail Kim defends against Natalya, then we debut Melina, and we go from there. So, because Gail Kim basically would have beaten everyone there is to beat nearly. Certainly a lot of the top names Gail Kim has beaten in our women's division. Not that there is many top names, but she's beaten most of them. So if she beats Natalya, then she's pretty much beaten everyone. Makes sense. Have Melina come out and she can be the big opponent for her. But we do have Kenta now. It's a written contract as well. I'm not sure if I showed you that or if that's new. But yeah, we have Kenta now. Oh, the other thing we have done. Now, I want you guys to give me a name. You guys have been pretty good, with your assistance. I appreciate that. So the guy we did sign, it is Dutch Mantel, who actually wasn't in the game. We actually had to personally put him in the game. Now, I don't know why he's a personality. We want him to be, not a main eventer. No, we just want him to be a manager. So we brought him in to be a manager because we were obviously trying to get a manager, and we got Dusty, and he's gone. The only other name that we can really get is probably Ted DiBiase, but I may bring him in still, but he's obviously a heel manager, much better heel manager. Whereas Zeb, he's a much better heel manager, but 71 babyface isn't terrible. So we're going to give him the gimmick that he's a talent scout, and he's someone who knows wrestling so well. He, travels around the world to find the next big thing in wrestling, and he brings them in. He's bringing them into TNA, and he's going to manage them. Now, he didn't exactly bring them into TNA because they've already been here, but that means we're going to probably use guys, for example, who are Japanese and can't really speak English, or a Mexican or something like that. He's going to be that guy who can manage those people who can't speak the language or have bad promo ability, and be that guy who can represent them and talk for them. So you're probably thinking, alright, off the top, alright, you got a few Japanese guys, put them in with him, and that's exactly what we did. So Tanahashi, Kenta, and Marufuji, all Japanese guys. We're going to stick them together. Now you're probably thinking, well, is this a Japanese stable? I don't really want it to be a Japanese stable. I just want it to be a means to an end, to get someone to represent them, someone who can talk. His promo is okay, 76 and 74. That's good. It's not incredible, but it's good enough. So we want him to be in that role. We want him to be that guy who can represent them and get them through a promo. So that's the plan, I guess, right now. And hopefully he can fill that. Hopefully he can do a good job. The only thing I'm thinking is with Lashley, we still don't have a manager for him, and he needs one badly. Now, Dusty Rhodes would have been perfect, because I'm going to tell you in a moment why. But he's retiring, so I'm guessing he's no longer going to be available to us. And by the way, Bob Armstrong as well, who is our road agent, well, meant to be our road agent for whatever reason, he's no longer. I did auto push, so I kind of changed everyone's push, and sometimes it changes some of the veterans to something that I don't want them to be. So he's a road agent. He's also retiring as well, so we're going to lose him as well, so we have to get a new road agent. But we do have Jerry Lynn, so it won't matter too much. But yeah, so with Dusty retiring, we don't have a manager for Lashley, and that's really not good at all. So the question is, do we put Lashley with Dutch Mantel, aka Zeb Coulter? Do we do that? Is that because I'm thinking as well, maybe making a stable. I call it Dutch's Stars. That's just a placeholder name. I want you guys to think of a name, a Dutch Mantel stable with international guys, or it doesn't have to be international, just, the talent that he scouted out. He's guys. So if you got a name, throw it in the comments below, and if it's good, I'll definitely use it, because I can't think of one right now. But yeah, so do I put Lashley in that group? It doesn't seem like he's a good fit for the group, but it would be good if Dutch did have a big name in that stable just to legitimize it, and Lashley obviously would do that. And he does need a manager. 29 mic ability, it's terrible. He needs a manager badly. So do we go for it? Maybe we do. Why not? I mean, I guess we can. At least for now, we can put Dusty Rhodes with him just until he's done. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now, and that's pretty much covering everything. So yeah, Kurt Angle, we can't get him, and that's a big loss. But yeah, we've got Lashley now. We can start to build towards that, and I'm liking a few changes we've made. Obviously, we've got Kenta now long term. He's written in, so we can actually start to use him, which is going to be great, because obviously we know how talented he is. So we got another good name on our roster. That's a bit of a work in progress. A lot of guys are a work in progress, to be honest. But it's going to take some time for some of these guys to get to that point. And obviously Nakamura, just thinking about the Dutch stable, Nakamura's a guy who could definitely use a spot in that stable. If we are going to maybe make a Japanese stable, Nakamura would be fantastic. But what's this story about WWE? WWE, following their recent growth, now in a very dangerous time. The next few months, looks like they have risen. Oh no. Oh, they've gone international. They've risen in size. Oh god, we're never going to catch them now. God, they've gone up in size. No. So they were just national, and now they are international, and they haven't really risen much, just enough in a couple different markets to get there. They're only just there. But there you go. So they are international, which means that they're probably going to sign anybody, and they're going to have even more power. So anyone who's got any talent right now, anyone who's got any name, probably expect him to join WWE. Goldberg probably will join. Jericho, Lesnar, they might get all these names. It's a very real possibility, because that's what often the game will do. when they do move up in size, they're looking to sign everyone. Anyone who's got a name. So Rikishi probably goes. Steve Austin will go back. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see. We'll take a bit of an eye on that, but I think that's probably a very real possibility that does happen. That would be disastrous. But we need to get booking. We need to get into our show for the episode, and we'll quickly run through as AJ has an incident. He entertained the locker room by organising a poker tournament. Well, thank you, AJ. That's exactly what we needed. And surprisingly, our backstage rating is so high. It is 100%, which is excellent. So, yeah, so we have Explosion, and we'll go ahead and book the show, and we'll show you the results. Alright, so let's go ahead and check the results for this week's Explosion. Open things up, we had Matt Sydal and Stu Sanders, aka Wade Barrett. So we brought in Wade Barrett on a one-night-only deal, and Matt Sydal got a victory over him, just to give Matt a victory. He's been doing very well, and he had a great performance again, so I know you guys have been wanting me to push him. I didn't exactly bring Sydal in to be a main star, but he is performing very well, so we do need to keep him progressing along, and another victory there for him. We then had our stable being introduced, so we had Dutch, Tanahashi, Kenta, and Marufuji. And Kenta, he does have a gimmick change, so we might change it. Let's hope it's better than the last one. Average, there we go, so that's better. Dutch, he had a debut as well. He had a below average with his new talent scout gimmick. So, okay, not the best, but I'm happy. You know, that's fine. Not a great introduction, but they are lower end guys, so they are rated on their popularity, and they don't really have any popularity, so that's expected. After that, we had Marufuji, Kenta, and Tanahashi still in the ring. Then Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley came out and cut a promo on them. And then the Dutch's guys, they taunted him to get in the ring. And Sabin and Shelley had weapons on them. And they chased after them and chased them out of the ring. So just to progress that storyline along a little bit more and get the machine guns involved. We then had Eric Young beat Lance Hoyt thanks to a Bobby Roode distraction. Alex Skipper cut a promo on Tanahashi. We're going to probably have one more match between those two and end that rivalry. And it's been a nice little placeholder rivalry anyways for them. We had tag team matches. Rebecca Knox and Natalya had a match against Gail Kim and Tracy Brooks. 64 rated. So our women's matches starting to get better. Natalya 68 rated. Gail Kim 65. So that's probably, that's without a doubt Natalya's best performance I've seen. Gail Kim improving as well. Normally she's one of the worst. She improved, so there you go. Excellent. Really happy with that. We had a backstage brawl with America's Most Wanted and the New Age Outlaws, continuing that little rivalry. Obviously, we're going to be setting up for probably a fatal four-way tag team title match at Slammiversary. And then our main event, speaking of tag title match, Scott Steiner and Brother Devon had a matchup with Scott Steiner getting win 74 rated. So not bad for a singles match. Steiner 72 rated performance. Getting visibly tied towards the end, which is not good. It was a 15-minute match. It was an all-out match, though, so we did set it to be a wild brawl, so maybe that was the reason. But there you go. And Devon was getting tired, too, and he's still in his prime, so yeah, go figure. But there you go. Not bad at all. Steiner was pretty good, 72, so I'm happy about that. And that's your Explosion show, so not too bad in the end. You can't complain too much. We'll go ahead and book the rest of the Impact show. Okay, so let's get the results of our Impact show. We had another pre-show match with Stu Sanders. May as well use him again. We gave Andy Douglas a much-needed victory. 48 rated match. Lance Hoyt got a win over Simon Diamond. Just another way to get Lance a needed victory as well. We kicked the show off with an 89 rated match. We had The Addiction. We had Kazarian and Angel team up to take on Homicide and Low-Key, who are actually a tag team. You're probably thinking, well, why didn't you use Hernandez? Hernandez, remember, is in developmental, so we used Low-Key, and we gave The Addiction a victory. Now, let's take a look at this. Low-Key 92 rated, Homicide 97. Wow. Kazarian was the letdown, 73. Fallen Angel 87. So Kazarian more so suited to a singles match rather than tag team maybe. Whereas the chemistry between Low-Key and Homicide was off the chain. So, great way to kick off the show. And I was actually going to put this in the middle of the card. I'm glad I opened the show with this one. So, We then had an angle with Dusty Rhodes and A-Train. So what we did is that we're going to use Cody Rhodes for a night. You guys have been telling me, hey, Cody Rhodes is the perfect guy for Dusty to manage. Well, he's just not quite there yet. But since Dusty's retiring, I think it's only fitting that we do use Cody Rhodes for at least one night. So we have Dusty Rhodes comes out and he challenges A-Train to a match on behalf of Cody Rhodes. A-Train does accept. We then do the match. I'm not expecting it to be good. 63 rated. Okay. So A-Train, quick 6-minute match. Just beat up Cody Rhodes easily. Beat the hell out of him. And yeah, Dusty Rhodes managed Cody Rhodes ringside. So yeah, just a bit of a way. I mean, look, Dusty Rhodes, he needs someone to represent him. Who's he going to call? I mean, if his son's available, and of course he's going to do that. So it kind of makes sense. And A-Train just beat him up. And now kind of forces Dusty Rhodes' hand. He's like, okay, Cody Rhodes is not going to beat A-Train and Test. I need someone else. Who can I bring in to beat Test and A-Train? I hope you're on the same wavelength as I am. We then had a replay, kind of recapping last week's brawl between Kevin Nash and Jeff Hardy. 82 rated, that's fine. We had Kenta and Chris Sabin have a one-on-one match. And Kenta and Dutch Mantel have excellent chemistry together. Am I a genius or what? Excellent chemistry. So that's fantastic. That means that this combination, at least these two, is going to work. So that's great. And Chris Sabin, 82 rated performance. We gave Kenta the win because Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley have been beating up Marufuji for weeks. So we'll give Kenta a win just to give the team something. Even though Chris Sabin, much more popular than Kenta, probably will lose a couple points because of it. But we did have Dutch Mantel interfere, so maybe that does help it just a little bit. And it was a flash pinfall win, so hopefully that helps just a little bit. We then had a sit-down interview between Jeff Jarrett and Jim Cornette. So basically Jeff Jarrett being interviewed by Jim Cornette. Think of like Mankind and JR, that type of interview. They're sitting down and just kind of talking. He's asking questions, and that's what I thought. And it's Jeff Jarrett cutting a promo on Sting, hyping up their match at Slammiversary. We had a tag match. New Age Outlaws beat Aries and Strong. Roderick Strong sustained a retracted index finger, so I'm not sure how long he's going to be out for that, but that's never good news to get an injury. Pretty good match though, only 12 minutes though, but yeah, Strong and Aries are a good tag team. They certainly produced some good results. Dusty Rhodes then had a promo again, so another one. He was busy tonight. Basically saying that he's sick of A-Train and he's going to go ahead and find an opponent to take on A-Train at Slammiversary. So who's that going to be? We'll find out. I think you guys kind of know by now. But anyway, Sabu and Monty Brown. So just another victory for Monty Brown. Sabu's been pretty lackluster, and we gave Monty a victory. And Sabu and Monty have good chemistry, so maybe we could do another match between the two, just to give Monty another win. Because we haven't got anything right now for Monty Brown. We're going to use him in the Bound for Glory series. We didn't want to debut him yet, but I feel like we give him a few wins, bit of momentum heading in towards the series. That's fine. So he can beat up Raven and Sabu. That's absolutely okay by me. Samoa Joe cut a promo on Christian, and then we had Samoa Joe and Rhino one-on-one to close the show out. And it wasn't as good as I thought. 87 by Joe, 75 by Rhino. We made it a wild brawl because both guys are very good at brawls, and they both got a bonus for the brawl. They're just Rhino and Samoa Joe just didn't produce the goods. It was just an 80. It was okay, not bad, but not amazing. But yeah, so 80 rated match for a 78 rated show. We didn't use enough women. We forgot to use the women again. It seems to be a common thing. Yeah, so we forgot the women, so that means we were penalized. So yeah, whoops. So 78 rated. Okay. We only got 5,000 attendance. We actually did a region we haven't even been to yet. For whatever reason, if you live in the Northwest, I apologize, but we have never been to the Northwest in 6 months of playing this game already. So yeah, we finally had a show there just to kind of help that out. Take a look though. Dusty Rhodes likes what he hears from Kenta. He feels like his promos are money. Well, I don't know about that, but okay. Lance Hoyt and Stu Sanders wants some time to heal. I mean, they had a couple matches in a row. Surely they can handle that. 2.83 rating for Impact. That's our lowest rating in a bit. Damn. That's rough. And Kenta's going to be a star, A-Train says. Strong's great. And Frankie Kazarian's going to be star. So some positivity. I like this. Some positivity from the roster. Normally, you say, hey, this guy sucks, get rid of him. At least if you're playing WCW, dude. Kevin Nash, bit of a victim of that. But let's, for the most part, most people are saying, hey, this is pretty good. He's pretty good. Give him a push. Just a quick little look at Chris Sabin. Okay, he didn't drop down. I thought he may drop a little bit. Kenta, I think, went up a bit, though. So that's good. Kenta went up. Chris Sabin didn't drop, so that's fantastic. Really pleased that, obviously, Kenta and Dutch Mantel have got a decent little chemistry there. It's really good. I'm surprised by that. But, yeah, so that's our show. It was okay in the end. Just having a look at Kazarian. Yes, I thought this may be the case. Because he had such a good match, he jumped up to 60 popularity, which is really, really positive. Low-key, 65 still, that's fine, even though he did lose. And yeah, obviously, Kazarian did beat Low-key and Homicide, so they did win that tag, so that's another reason why his popularity probably jumped. Homicide's still 65, which is great. And Fallen Angel up to 71, so there you go. There you go. That's very, very interesting indeed. So that's where we're at right now, and 6 more days until Explosion, and we've got a couple more weeks until, or one more Impact until Slammiversary, which is, I think, is going to be pretty big. I think it's going to be one of our best shows, hopefully, to date. I think we've got a pretty good card, and hopefully we've hyped it up enough. But yeah, look, most of our rivalries are, in the 70s or 80s, which is positive. Of course, the Explosion ones don't really matter as much. But hey, we've got a good one going there between Kenta and the Machine Gun, so that's good. So for the most part, our storylines have got pretty good heat, which is always important. If you want to get a good match, want to get good rating, you need it as much as you can get. And yeah, so I guess a quick little look at some of the other things we've got going on here. Hidden gems, this is what the guys at the game wants us to get. Obviously, Cesaro is available. And trust me, he is definitely on my radar. And 50 popularity now. If I recall, he was a lot less than that. Let's have a look. Yeah, wow. He went from 34 to 50 in a lot of markets in the last 6 months. Where has he been working? He's Ring of Honor, CZW, PW. I guess he's doing the main indies. Wow, there you go. He's up to 50 now. I mean, if we brought him in, he would be a decent player in our roster. We'll leave him around, though. He might bump up a little bit more, but he looks 73 markability. Vince thinks he can't talk, but no, apparently he can. He's not too bad. I tell you what, his stats are pretty damn good. So I tell you what, we all know he's a great wrestler, so we get him in, he's going to be pretty good. So we might keep a close eye on him. He's already on the short list, so we might keep a real close eye on him, and we'll see where he's at in maybe a couple more months' time and reevaluate. But I tell you what, his stats are getting good, his popularity is getting good. We might have to seriously consider bringing him in. So yeah, so Victoria, she's pregnant. So there you go, Victoria's pregnant. And she's the women's champion, so that's a bit awkward for the WWE. They'll have to sort that out. Gail Kim obviously had a title match on our developmental show for the week. Let's have a look. Petey Williams beat DDP to retain the title. Only 56 rated, which is, you got DDP and Petey Williams, and you only get 56 rated. That ain't good. That's not good at all. I guess DDP is really starting to get up there. He's 50 years of age, so that's no surprise. Gail Kim beat Miss Tessmarker. So when I did that Women's Battle Royal on last week's Impact, you can see Miss Tessmarker now 30 popularity. So she actually jumped from 20 to 30 just on that one appearance on Impact in that Battle Royal. And she's not the only one. Some of our other women did exactly the same thing. So that's why, as I said earlier on, if you can put them on a main show, even if they lose or whatever, it's going to benefit them quite a lot. Nakamura, another victory. And you can see 39 in the Southeast, which is our main region, so that's good. The rest is getting there, not so much, but he keeps going well in the Southeast. He gets maybe to 45. We might be able to start thinking about bringing him up on the main roster and maybe put him in that group. Maybe we do have a Japanese stable. I don't know, but we've got Okada as well. Maybe we bring him up too and we just go for it. But he's nowhere near ready yet. But yeah, so developmental's going well. And look, 1,000 people showing up to the shows. We really need to get a TV deal. I'd hope that they can maybe get that. We can't actually physically do it ourselves, which is the really annoying thing. We just have to hope and pray that the game itself just does it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for this edition of Total Extreme Wrestling. Obviously, next up, we'll have another Impact show, and then we might, next episode probably will be Slammiversary, unless something big does happen as well. I mean, someone else becomes available or something like that. But hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave a like on it, subscribe to see more episodes coming your way soon, of course, including Slammiversary. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode.